Good morning. It feels really weird to be talking to the camera right now and to be filming because I have not even picked up the camera to film in like, oh gosh, over a month by now. No, almost two. I don't know, it's been a while and I apologize. I know I kind of left you guys hanging on the last vlog with the Get Your Teach On part 2. It is still coming, but when I was at Get Your Teach On, I was like, oh, I'm gonna film after everyday sessions. But I didn't even realize after the second day sessions, you leave to go home, and then we got stuck in traffic on the way home, and then I had to work the next day, so it just kind of got away from me, and then I just haven't sat down to film since. So it is still coming, but I figured with all of the COVID-19 stuff going on, especially for teachers, this would be a better video to put out for you guys right now. Just kind of updating you guys on what's going on, showing you what distance learning looks like for me and my students, and just kind of talking to you guys about how I'm feeling and what's going on. So that's a big part of the reason why I haven't picked up the camera in so long. I struggle definitely with anxiety, and this has been really difficult for me to kind of process and just get through. And so I haven't really felt like filming, and I didn't really feel like I had anything to share that I could help you guys, and so I just kind of took a break and focused on me and getting back to a good place mentally and feeling okay for myself. So I apologize leaving you guys hanging for so long, but I'm feeling better and I'm ready to film again. So just to kind of update you, gosh, I don't even know what day it is. Today is Friday, April 10th. The last day that we were in school. Let me go look at the calendar actually, because honestly, I don't know, it's been a long time. It was March 13th. So just to kind of give you guys a little bit of like insight into how this all went, we didn't know on March 13th that we weren't going to be coming back to school. We had started hearing rumors earlier that week about schools closing down for the year in other states. And I remember, I think it was Tuesday of that same week. So like March, what was that, like 10th? Yeah, March 10th, we had a staff meeting and everyone was kind of starting to buzz, asking questions to my principal about like, okay, so are we closing? What's the plan? And at that point, no other schools had closed down for more than, I think, a couple weeks, if even that. And as of right now, we are closed for the rest of the school year. Not as of right now, just we are closed for the rest of the school year. So I am super heartbroken about that. But anyway, so March 10th, we had a staff meeting and my principal was like, no, we haven't heard anything yet. The next week after that for us was going to be our last week before spring break. It was actually a big week. We had our report cards were due. We had spring conferences for students who were in an intervention or below 1 grade level. Obviously those got canceled because we haven't been back to school since March 13th. So that was the 10th. And then on the 12th, which was Thursday, March 12th, we had an emergency staff meeting where my principal told us that the governor of California had just put out a mandate that they were not allowed to be gatherings of more than 250 people. And at that time we were like, whoa, that's crazy. Of course, as you guys all know by now, that definitely changed dramatically in just a few days. But the reason we had that staff meeting was because we were supposed to have what we call Kindy 500, which is this super adorable thing that our kindergarten teachers put on, where the parents are all invited. The kids have been learning about different modes of transportation throughout the year, so then they get to make their own some kind of vehicle, like a car, train, something, and they make it out of a cardboard box, and then they wear it and do a parade at the school, and it's so freaking cute. It's the cutest thing ever. They're so tiny and they're so creative. Anything and everything you could think of that is a mode of transportation, these kids come up with, and they are amazing. We have a ton of parents that come for that, and so since the governor put out that we couldn't have more than 250 people gathering, we had to cancel that event for parents. We still did it as a school, but it was a student-only event, so that was kind of that big update at that point in time. Then the next day, Friday, March 13th, at the end of the day, my principal went around to all the classrooms and was just kind of giving us a heads up like, hey, plan on not coming back until after spring break. So we still had 1 more week of school, and then we were going to have a week of spring break. And she was like, I don't think we're going to be coming back next week, so get anything or have your students grab anything that they might need for the next 2 weeks. And so that was kind of a big shock, like, oh, okay, things are starting to happen. So then by Sunday, we had learned that we weren't coming back until after spring break. So that at that point it was only 2 weeks, I think. honestly, there's been so many different communications that I can't exactly remember like which order things went in, but we got updates like every couple days from our district. And then the governor announced that schools would not be resuming for the rest of the school year. So obviously we are closed. And gosh, I'm gonna start crying thinking about it. I'm having like a really hard time digesting that and just like comprehending that my students are not really like my students anymore. Like, yeah, I'm gonna help them online or whatever, but it's just really hard. Like, you spend so much time building up that classroom community and getting to know these students, and then really the end of the year is like the time that all of that kind of comes to the best part of where, you know, they know all the rules and expectations, you guys are close, you guys know each other's inside jokes, the kids are all close together, and you really get to celebrate all the learning that they've done. Like, we had so many things that we were going to celebrate. It's just hard. And like, I'm a person that doesn't really like change that much, and so the end of the school year is really hard for me, as it is anyways, because it's like, those are my students, they're like my little class family, and saying goodbye to that's really hard. And I feel like I and every teacher and students have been really robbed of those last couple months together, like the best months together. And it sucks. We had a field trip coming up, we had a performance coming up, we had awards coming up. A lot of my students were getting to the end of our multiplication minute, which is how we track their multiplication progress, and we had this big celebration planned, and it's just, it sucks. We had so many fun projects coming up. State testing, I know nobody likes state testing, but I kind of like state testing because after the morning chunk of testing is done, we do all kinds of fun art projects and writing projects and getting ready for open house, and all of that is just suddenly gone. Like, the year is just over, and that classroom family just doesn't exist anymore in the same way. Like, yeah, we can do Google Hangouts and whatnot, but it's not the same. And if you're a teacher, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's just, yeah, it's been a lot to process, and honestly I just feel like heartbroken. I know it's weird crying on camera, but I'm just sad. And as awkward as this is for me to like put this out there and be like emotional like this, I just want you to know that if you're feeling the same way, like, you are not alone. And in a weird way, it's kind of this cool experience that we're all experiencing this crazy, like unprecedented, as everyone keeps saying, time together. And however you're handling this, like if you're one of those rock star teachers who's throwing together all kinds of resources and creating things and doing Zoom meetings with your class every day, like, I'm so proud of you and good job, and that's amazing, and you're incredible, and your students are so lucky. And if you, on the other hand, are like me and are not doing all of that and have had a really hard time just kind of like wrapping your head around this, that's also okay, and you're also not alone, and you're also amazing and wonderful, and your students are so lucky to have you. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that. I'm just doing the best I can to try to be okay and reach out to my parents as much as possible without overwhelming them, because honestly, I can't even imagine going through this as a parent, especially a parent who has to work from home now and try to homeschool their kids, and just not even homeschooling them, but just being at home with them all day and trying to work. It's just, it's unimaginable, literally unimaginable. So if you're a parent and you're going through this, all the praise hands and shout outs and good vibes your way and prayers and whatever else, because I can't even imagine what it's like to be in your shoes right now. So you're killing it. You're doing amazing. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Anyways, so the reason I picked up my camera today was kind of just to update you guys on what is happening in my district as far as distance learning is concerned, and just to show you guys what we're doing as a grade level. I kind of feel a little bit guilty even saying that I've been overwhelmed and stressed about this, because my district has been absolutely amazing and has made this like as low stress as possible on teachers. literally every single communication that's been from both my superintendent and my principal and assistant principal has been, we love you, we miss you, we want you guys to be safe and take care of your families. That's your number one priority. And I appreciate that so much, because I know other districts, I see teachers on Instagram, some on YouTube, that have so many more requirements. Like they're required to do daily videos where they're actually recording themselves teaching, or pulling small group lessons for intervention groups for reading. And I can't even imagine how overwhelming and stressful that is. And I'm just so thankful that my district is understanding that this is not an education crisis, this is a health crisis, and we're doing our best to really make this as equitable and low stress and easy for everyone, not just teachers, but students too. You know, if teachers are having a hard time with this, imagine how hard this is for kids. Like I think of an 8-year-old being like, okay, now I'm gonna have to do all my learning on my own from home, and I may or may not have all the resources I need. This is just so crazy. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking about my feelings now and jump into why you're actually here. If you're still here, no one's probably watching this anymore. That's okay. Okay, so requirements for distance learning. Basically, we are not allowed to teach any new content. So we're not allowed to teach any core. There's no new ELA or reading lessons allowed, no writing lessons, no math lessons. We are not allowed to teach anything new because that is not equitable. Not every student is gonna have access to any of that content. Not all of my students have Chromebooks checked out at home. We keep our Chromebooks at school. And especially since we didn't know this was going to be happening, students did not take any of their belongings home. All of their stuff is just in the classroom. Wow, that's going to be so sad cleaning that out. I just realized, like, it's kind of like it's just frozen in time. Like when we go back into school, whenever we're allowed back in, so we're not even allowed to go on campus to get any materials, which sucks because there's like 30 packs of Clorox wipes in my classroom. And all my stuff for next year. Crap, I'm not going to be able to prep anything because it's all my flash drive, which is attached to my computer. It's gonna be okay, okay. Hand on your heart. Okay, it's okay. I've been watching a lot of guided meditation on YouTube for anxiety lately. Highly recommend it if you have not. Anywho, yeah, so it's not equitable for us to be assigning new content when not everyone is going to be able to access it. So basically we're only allowed to do review and enrichment. So what we're doing as a grade level, we meet every Wednesday at 2 o'clock on Google Hangout now. We were doing Zoom, but as you guys probably have heard, Zoom has been having a lot of security breach issues or whatever. So we are not allowed to use Zoom anymore. We use Google Hangout, which is glitchy sometimes. I feel like especially the more people that are on there. It was okay for our grade level meeting this week, which was the first time we used it, but we did it with a staff meeting last week where there was like, what, 50 people on it, and my principal kept freezing and then it would lag so we wouldn't hear like a big chunk of what she was saying. So we meet once a week and we fill out this Google Doc template. I'm gonna flip you guys around and show you guys what it looks like. And then as a grade level on our weekly meeting, we just go through it together and fill it out. Throughout the week, we'll kind of share resources with each other, and we have a group chat on GroupMe, I think is the app. And then we just kind of fill it out together so that it's ready to go for the next week. And then we just schedule to post on Google Classroom, make a copy for each student, and then they can work on it at their own pace. So I'm going to show you the one from last week and then the one that we have for next week, which we filled out Wednesday. And then update you guys on one more thing, and then I'll stop rambling and end this video. So I'm gonna flip you guys around right now and show you guys what our distance learning plan for the last 2 weeks looks like. Okay, I apologize for the glare, but we're gonna just do the best we can. So this is just a Google Doc. One of my coworkers found this on Teachers Pay Teachers. No idea how much it cost. I wanna say it was free. So each week, this is the doc that we use, and then we just make a copy of it for the next week and then delete everything and change whatever we need to. This is just kind of for them to work on at their own pace each week. So each week they should be reading 30 minutes a day. And then we have journal prompts for each day of the week. Again, I think this came from TPT. There was a pack on there that one of my coworkers bought and shared with us that had different prompts for each day. So we just changed those. I'll go in a little closer so you can read them. And then, so that's our writing section. And then the science section, we linked a mystery science video. And then there was also a mystery Doug live that we linked. Of course, if you do mystery science, you know that there's a component for the teacher to print out. And then they go through it together as the video walks them through. Obviously, we can't print anything. We don't have access to our classroom, and we can't deliver anything to students. So I don't think they're able to print it by just clicking on the link. I think it just allows them to watch the video, but either way, that's better than nothing. And my kids really, really enjoy Mystery Science, so I know that all of them will be, or most of them hopefully, will be excited about getting to do that still. And then for ELA and math, they can do one iReady lesson a day because they still have access to that. There was a little bit of confusion in my district on whether or not that was considered core. As of right now, we've heard mixed opinions, so we're going to continue on with that until we hear otherwise. Same thing with Zern. Technically, they're learning new stuff on Zern if they move past the module that we're on, but we're not assigning it, and it's at their own pace. So for now, we're going to continue with that, and then, you know, obviously if we get told we can't do that, we'll stop. And then for ELA, we assign them an article a day text set on ReadWorks. I believe ReadWorks is free. And then we also have our Google Classrooms linked, because for ReadWorks, you assign it and then it'll post it to your Google Classroom, so that's how they're able to access it. And then for math, we also linked the Engage New York lesson videos so that students could watch those if they were struggling on any of the Zern lessons, or just for extra guidance and practice for parents to kind of help guide their students through. And then Math Facts Pro is a website that kids can go on to practice just their basic math facts: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. We started doing these daily for 10 to 15 minutes because so many of the kids that were moving up into the higher grades just didn't have that automaticity with their fact fluency. So we have them practice those. And then we usually do PE every day, so we just put links on here to Go Noodle, Just Dance, Cosmic Kids Yoga on YouTube, which is like my favorite thing in the whole world, and then any other fun activity that they want to do to get moving. We linked on here Art for Kids Hub on YouTube, which if you haven't seen this is like my favorite YouTube channel for the classroom.
Welcome to Art for Kids.
Whoops. Basically, it's this dad and this son, and they do different directed draws, and it's awesome. And they have so many videos, so you should definitely check them out. And then Cassie Stevens also has an amazing blog. I follow her on Instagram too. She is hilarious. And we are just linking like her different weekly art projects so the kids can have a little bit of art still. I'm gonna close those. And then there's just a different daily Lego challenge. You can kind of see if I just zoom in a little bit, if it will focus. Come on. So this one says, Ford hires you to build the world's greatest truck or car. You decide which one you want to create. So then they just use Legos to build it. They can share a picture with us on a Google Doc if they want, or if they just want to create it just for fun. And then if they don't have Legos at home, they can always just draw it. So that is what our distance learning looks like for 1 week. That was for last week. So again, when I shared with you guys the week of March 13th, the following week was our last week before spring break. We really didn't have a lot of guidance during that time. No one really knew what to do or what was going to happen, how long we were going to be out. So we didn't do any distance learning that week. The following week we had spring break. And then the week after that, we were kind of just figuring out like, what the heck are we even going to do for distance learning? And then this was our first week last week. So then I'm going to put you guys down for a second so I can open up next week's and then show you how we changed it a little bit. It's not too much different. Okay, so this one is the one for next week. Like I said, we just make a copy of it and then just change out the different sections as needed. Some of them are gonna stay the same. So obviously like the one that says personal reading, that's gonna stay the same. And then for science, we just changed the mystery science lesson. So they're gonna do what makes bridges so strong. And then below that, we found this tic-tac-toe that was like a different science project game board that kids could use, but it was for 4th grade. So we took that and just kind of tweaked it and just took one of the different things that they could do. So this week they're able to work on a space debris Google slide research project. We picked that one because for our ReadWorks article a day, oh, it's not showing on there because it's on our Google Classroom, but for the ELA section right here that we do for ReadWorks, it was a space article. So we kind of tried to keep that theme. And then we're also going to use that same tic-tac-toe next week to pick a different science topic that they can do after watching the mystery science. This week we kind of put a lot more on there, but I think it'll be fine because it's for the whole week. And I had parents messaging me that the kids were already done on like the second day last week. Or I guess that would be this week. So I don't know, it's not mandatory, it just gives them something extra if they wanted something else to do. And then these are the writing prompts for next week, if you want to take a second to read those. And then at the bottom it says COVID-19 journal. So I'm going to show you guys the rest of this, and then I'll show you what that is. It's posted on my Google Classroom. So scrolling down, yeah, I don't think we changed anything else except for the Lego challenges are different for each day, and there's a link for each one for each day. And then we also added, oh, she's going to change, one of my coworkers is going to change the Cassie Stevens link when it gets posted, I think on Sunday. And then this Easter art, this is something that I always do in class, so I thought it'd be fun to just link it on there if they wanted to do it. You've probably definitely seen this if you follow like any teacher on Instagram. It's that Easter bunny craft where they get to take a blank template of a bunny, and then I think it has lines on it, and then it ends up looking like this. They add a pattern with a Sharpie in the different lines. There's the blank. So this is what the template looks like, and then they can print out glasses if they wanted to make it like a little hipster bunny. And then there's a video showing them how to do it. Not gonna play it, but there's directions on there. So we just linked that for parents if they wanted to do that. And then, yeah, that's the only thing that's different. So let me go show you what that COVID-19 journal looks like. Okay, so this is what the journal looks like. We have it posted on Google Classroom, and I think if I click edit, I can show you. So when you are on Google Classroom, if you add something from your drive, you can click this drop-down menu. It originally says students can view, well, you can't see that, sorry. It originally says students can view file, but you just change it to make a copy for each student. So then I have it scheduled to post at 8 a.m. on Monday morning. But then when they go to click on it, it is their own copy. So they don't have to worry about everyone editing the same slide or doc or whatever you have. You can do it with docs, slides, anything. So this is what it looks like. This also came from TPT. And we just thought this would be a cool thing for them to get to do during this historic, unprecedented time to journal their feelings and kind of what's going on. So I'm just going to kind of scroll through these a little slowly. If you want to pause the video and read the description on each page, you can, but this video is already getting a little too long, so I'm not going to read each slide, but here you go. So on these ones, you can see just the notebook is changing, the big idea. But it really gives them a lot of creative freedom to just write how they're feeling while giving them a slight guideline. But they can just literally type right on here. And then it says insert photos to show what life is like now, include a caption and the date. It's a little photo album. So we just thought that that would be something fun for them to work on, and then kind of just also have a keepsake too, because once this is all over, we're all going to look back and it'll be cool to have a perspective, especially as a kid. Like I have my journals still from when I was in elementary school, and it's so funny to go back and read them and see what I was like and what kind of things I thought about and cared about. And yeah, so we have that posted on Google Classroom for them to work on as well. So that's just a little peek into what the guidelines are for distance learning for me and my grade level, and kind of just guidelines as a district in general. Of course, that could totally change now that we're out for the rest of the school year. I don't really know if that is going to work for the rest of the year. I will do my best to keep you guys posted. If you guys have any questions, definitely let me know. Other than that, we are allowed to do Google Hangouts with our class. So I actually have my first one in, what time is it? It is 11:18. So we have our first one at noon today, which is why I have makeup on and my hair done and real clothes. But I actually am so excited to see my class. I haven't Zoomed with them or done Google Hangout. We can't do Zoom. Google Hangout with them at all yet. Honestly, I'm not super comfortable with it, which might sound weird because I know I have a YouTube channel and make videos all the time, but I just don't feel like super comfortable video chatting with my kids. But I don't know, it puts me in a weird position at any teacher. So just, I don't know. I don't love it. And it's gonna be awkward too, because everyone's gonna be trying to talk over one another, and just, I'm anticipating it not being super, I don't know, it's probably gonna be chaotic, and I think that's why I haven't done it yet. So I want to share with you guys an idea that I got from Jill at Hello Fifth. we are going to be doing a little scavenger hunt, and I just wrote down the things that I'm gonna have them find so that I could share it with you guys in case you wanted. And I actually literally just took this from a free TBT product that she has posted. So it has a schedule on it, and then it also has ideas for scavenger hunts for distance learning. Basically, they're all gonna be on there, and then they have 30 seconds to go run and find the item, and it's supposed to just be fun and silly. So they're gonna have to find something green, find something that starts with the first letter of their name, find a roll of toilet paper, find something liquid, find something with their favorite color on it, find something with a fraction on it, find something that has been keeping them busy, find something crunchy, find something you would never wear outside, find something that makes you smile, find something a mathematician would need, find something you use every day, something yellow, something that rhymes with funny, that one's gonna be kind of tricky, find something soft, find something that's black and white, find something loud, find something that has a quantity of 20 items or more, find something that keeps you warm, something with numbers on it, something that requires batteries, an item that begins with the letter S, something that is a foot or longer, something that you're proud of, something that has all the colors of the rainbow on it, something that has the letter B in it, something that smells good, and then something that represents you. So there's a ton on there, but I've never done this before, so I don't know how fast or slow it's gonna go. So we might not get through all of those, but I figured just in case, I'd rather have more than I need than not enough. And then it gets awkward at the end when I'm like, okay, that's it, bye. So I'm not gonna be showing them on here because I don't have media releases for them, and with FERPA and everything, it's important to protect their privacy. So I won't be showing them, but I will try to pick up the camera afterwards and let you guys know how it went and any tips. I'm really excited to see them, honestly. I miss them so much. It's been a whole month since I've seen them, almost. Like in a couple days it'll have been a month since the last time we were together, which is crazy and wild, and I'm heartbroken. I miss them. I loved this group too. Like, we had some challenging times for sure, but I just feel like they all just like gelled together really well. I feel like that just aged me. Gelled. It was just a good mix, you know, like the personalities just vibed together well, and it was fun, and I miss it. So I'm excited to see them. I know they're all excited. Parents keep messaging being like, they can't wait, they're so anxious and excited. So I know it'll be a good time. So I actually have to put you guys down because it is 11:30, and I told my parents I would be sending out the link to the Google Hangout soon. So I'm gonna go get that and send it to them, and then wait to see my kids. Okay, I just finished doing my first Google Hangout with my class, and I just kind of want to update you guys on how it went. It was pure chaos. I couldn't figure out how to do the grid mode where you can like see all of them at once. So I could only see one at a time, like whoever was talking would pop up, and then there was like a list on the side, but I could only see like 6 or 7 on the side, even though there was 20 people in there. So I'm gonna have to play with that a little bit more for next time so I can figure out the grid mode. But they were all just so excited to see each other and talk that they were all just talking at once. So like the screen kept changing like literally every second. It was like someone new and you couldn't hear anything. So I muted them all and then put in the chat the different things that we were gonna do. So I would be like, okay, you guys ready? And then I would type like, go find something green. And then they'd go run and get it. But I think they were all just so excited to see each other that I just let them. Like, it was okay that it was chaotic because it was the first time. But for next time, I think I have to have the Google Hangout extension on my computer so that I can see the grid mode. But it was so good to see them. I am so happy that I got to spend a little bit of time with my kids and just hear how they're doing and see their faces and laugh with them, and it was fun. It was really fun. So what I'm thinking for next time is we're gonna do a show and tell so they can bring their pet or really anything that they want to share, and then I'll just mute all of them. And then in the chat, I'll just pick who's gonna go next, and I'll type their name, and then that person only will be unmuted and then can go on and share. And then if people have questions about the thing that they shared, then they can just put it in the chat box, and then the person can click on the chat, read the question, and then answer it. So hopefully that will help with it not being so chaotic, because it was really, really, really hard to hear anyone. But that's okay. We're figuring out this new way of doing things, and the point was just to be together and give them a chance to see each other, and that's what we did. So I definitely am glad I did that. I miss them so much. It's almost bittersweet because now it's like I saw them, but I don't really get to see them. I don't get to spend any time with them or learn with them, and it's just kind of all like overwhelming me, because when you're someone who loves their job and literally every single morning, like looks forward to going to work. Okay, not every single morning, there's hard days for sure, but for the most part, I really love my job and I love going and being there. It's fun and it's something that I'm passionate about and is exciting to me and just fulfills me. I just feel kind of like purposeless right now. And it's this weird feeling of being like, I don't really know like who I am in a sense, because like so much of my identity is tied into being a teacher that it's just this weird limbo feeling of like, I have a job still that I know I'll go back to, but in this meantime, like I was supposed to be doing things that were really meaningful and purposeful, and I had, you know, important things to get done, and now I just don't all of a sudden. And I don't know, it just feels weird. Are any of you guys feeling like that, or am I just being a baby? I don't know. Probably, I'm mushy, but anyways, yeah, I'm gonna end this vlog here. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. I don't know how much different it's going to be because we're probably just going to be using that Google Doc, at least for the foreseeable future. So if things change, I will update you guys on what our new distance learning plan is. But I obviously have a lot of free time right now, so I'm definitely going to be picking up the camera and filming more. So let me know what kind of things you guys want to see down below. I'm definitely not able to go into my classroom to film. We can't go in at all, not even to grab personal items. So if you guys have a request for a video that I can do at home, or even something that's not teaching related, I think I'm definitely gonna do a Q&A. I think it'd be fun to do one of those videos that I've seen people do on Instagram that's like the assumptions video. So I'll put a question box of an assumption and then people write their assumptions about me and then I'll answer if they're true or false. I think those would be fun. So if you guys want to see that, leave your assumptions down below. I guess I could film that this week. But yeah, again, I apologize for the lag on posting things and creating videos for you guys, but I just needed a little bit of a mental health break. But I'm feeling much better. I'm back. I'm ready to film. So let me know what you guys want to see and I will do my best to make that happen. For all you teachers out there, I just want to say you guys are incredible. You're amazing. I'm sorry this is happening. I know it's scary and hard and weird and confusing and stressful and overwhelming and sad and just a multitude of emotions, but you're incredible. You're doing amazing. Your students are lucky to have you. This is new for all of us. And again, I really want to stress this is not an education crisis. This is a health crisis, and we're doing our best to navigate around that and do the best we can for our students. So it's gonna be okay. We're gonna get through this. This is gonna be over, hopefully sooner than later, and we can get back to being with our class and, well, not our class, but a class next year, and just hang in there. And if you guys need any support, I don't know how much help I can be, but I'm here for you if you need someone to talk to, or you can shoot me a question, maybe I can answer it. If not, I can try to figure it out with you. So I just want you guys to know I'm here for you, and yeah, I support you. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you're doing, and stay safe out there, guys. Stay home so we can get back to being with the people we love. All right, I will see you guys soon for another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.